Tell me about your new CD, Time to Stand. This is the second CD?
It is the second CD, yeah. We finally put out a second CD. It's a really homegrown effort this time. We raised all the money for the record through fan donations solely. And so, well, it wasn't everything. It didn't cover, because there's lots of other things that go into putting out a record. But the actual recording and getting a CD in hand, we did totally raised money totally through fan donations, and it was a really, really cool thing that we could do that. And it's nice to have put out a second record and, you know, build our catalog as a band and be able to showcase all kind of different things. And so it feels good.
How different is it from the first CD?
I think that the band's sound in general is intact, but I think the lucky thing we've been able to do with our group is that play lots of different things, but it still sounds like the Belleville outfit. And so that's been our advantage. I think the main difference of this one is that it was more thought out, and it was more of a team effort, because the first record we put out 3 months after we got together, and it was a great record, and I'm very proud of it, but it was one of those things that we had to, you know, we were like, well, we just put this band together and we don't have a CD to sell, and we're playing all these shows and nobody can buy anything that we've ever recorded. And so we were, you know, it's like, well, I've got these 9 songs and you've got these and you've got these, so let's just do it. And we did it. And this one was more of a, you know, okay, let's think about the sequencing, and let's think about the tunes, and there's more people in the band that have written tunes on this. It's not just Phoebe and myself, and so it felt really good to put this one out. So.
Were you inspired any by Austin, where you live?
I had to have been. I don't know. I don't know of any specifics there, but Austin is a really, really amazing place to be and to spend time. And there's music every night, everywhere. And I think that I'd be hard pressed to say that didn't have an influence on me. So. Tell
me about the title track. Phoebe wrote that, correct?
She did.
Time to Stand.
Time to Stand. She wrote the tune. She has been doing Mark O'Connor violin schools every summer. It's almost like a cult thing. Tons of our friends that play violin that I see around the country at festivals all go to it, and it's, you know, it's very communal. And all violin players, I would stay very far away from that. But anyways, they have this award every year that they give out called the Daniel Pearl Memorial. It's a fiddle. It's a violin that a violin maker named what's his name? I forget. Jonathan somebody. Phoebe would know. Jonathan Cooper built this violin, and every year at the camp it's passed down to like an up-and-coming person that's really excited and ready to learn. And so anyways, quick backstory, Daniel Pearl was a journalist who was killed in Afghanistan a few years ago, just murdered on camera. And so this fiddle was made by this maker to pass on, and the idea is the person that has it for the year and subsequently after that, it's sort of their prerogative to mention and to make it known of Daniel Pearl's legacy and what he stood for and everything. And so that tune is something she wrote, I think, in honor to honor him, and so we thought it was appropriate for this record, considering everything going on. And we don't want to get too political on everybody, but, you know, it's a really great story, and I think she's doing something really cool with that. So we're happy to help out.
Tell me, what songs should somebody go and download right now if they off this new album?
They should download the whole thing. And we, you know, from the guy in the band should say that, because we put a lot of effort into everything on that. Like I said, the difference between this one and that one is I think it's more congruent from top to bottom, and so, you know, when we make a record, we think what is this person that buys this record going to think about 1 through 13, not song 2 or song 3, and we have to consider that for radio purposes and things like that. But, you know, as far as just putting out the record and people to buy it, we want them to buy the whole thing.
Tell me a little bit about each member of the group and sort of their contributions to the group. how you guys sort of came together in this place.
Well, I grew up in Spartanburg, as most people probably know, with Marshall Hood and Jeff Brown. And Marshall is Champ Hood's nephew, who is also from Spartanburg and in Uncle Walt's band. And we grew up playing around here. And when we were all graduating high school and moving on, I moved to New Orleans and went to a school called Loyola University and met the current pianist and drummer in this band, the Belleville Outfit. And we started playing around New Orleans as that conglomeration. And once some gigs started coming in this area, because I'd had so much experience here, we had to put together something a little more solid. And so I called Jeff and Marshall knew Phoebe and Austin, and that's how it came together. As far as contributions to the band, there's so many, I don't even know where to start.
If I needed you, I probably wouldn't see things through. I never thought that I deserved you, but it's true.
The past 2 weeks we've been in Colorado, New Mexico, and we played Bonnaroo last weekend, and now we're here to throw it down at the music camp. The music festivals are kind of the things that keep us alive, because it's the kind of thing where you can go in on a weekend and see all your friends and spend 3 days in one place rather than just club show after club show after club show where you're just in the van for 8 hours every day and, just get out, sound check, play, hotel, do it all again. But when you get to the festivals, it's a heartening thing, and so that's part of the reason that we're doing that here.
Tell me a little about the 5th annual music camp. Give me all the details.
Well, it's the 5th annual, but it's also sort of the first, because the past 4 years we've thrown this event out at the music camp, which is property out right off I-85, just less than 10 miles from here. We've done it the past 4 years as a one-day event, and it's mainly been a Belleville Outfit show. We've brought in some friends. Last year we brought in the Green Cards, which is a bluegrass group from Australia and the UK. And we've had great success out there. We've had huge crowds, and so anyways, the reason I say that it might be the first annual this year is because we've really, really stepped it up, and we've gone from one-day event to 2 days. We've gone from 3 bands to 15, and major marquee value names, I think. But we didn't book it for that reason. We booked it because a lot of the bands are our friends, and we like the music, and that's why we booked it. But anyways, it's a festival that Jeff and I from the Belleville Outfit host. And we've done everything from mow the lawn to book the bands, and so it's looking like we're going to have a huge crowd. It's going to be good weather and everything.